what do you think about the weather overall and how it's going to affect not just Joey, but your other runners too?
Right. Listen, if they were handing out trophies, the Houston Astros would have been given the World Series championship and the Phillies wouldn't have shown up. So here's the deal with sports. If you want to guarantee, right, bet on the sun coming up. Bet on water being wet. You'll never lose. We've been throwing a little bit of a curveball. The weather's not going to be great. We have 20-mile-an-hour wind coming out of the south. We could have some rain. It's going to be a little warmer than what we want, right? But I don't brew beer. I don't make wine, but I make a hell of a good lemonade. We got to figure out how to make lemonade out of lemons. We cannot do anything about Mother Nature, right? Mother Nature, like all mothers, is strong-willed and she's going to do what she's going to do. But what we got to do is deal with what we've got, okay? And go and run the best race that we can. Sub-3 marathon guaranteed? Absolutely not. But that's why they call it sports. That's why they call it an achievement, right? Winning the bet, the sun is hot, water's wet. That's not an achievement. You're not some grandmaster of gambling, right? But it's sports. So what we're going to do is we're going to go and we're going to shoot our shot. If you come up short, well, guess what? The apocalypse isn't coming. There's going to be another marathon and another day. And Joey Schultz is going to break 3 hours in a marathon, okay? And it doesn't matter when and where. We're going to try tomorrow, but it's going to happen. Ironclad guarantee.
Welcome to the sub 3 hour marathon video and the beginning of a journey. Boys up, we are headed to the Indy airport. We are 48 hours out from this race. Beautiful weather, we're at my boy Viz's house and the nerves are kicking in and we're ready to go, man. Everybody's here. A lot of stuff had to happen to make this happen and I just got to execute on Saturday. Get you guys to the airport. Peace.
Oh boy.
About to run a sub 3 here.
Oh, sub 3.
Look at him, look at him.
Look at this dude.
So, for this race, what we're going to be doing, we're going to be increasing sodium intake and we're also carb loading. So, want to make sure that our glycogen's topped off, our sodium's topped off, and just be able to, you know, withstand that the mileage we're about to put on in our next 48 hours, baby. So what we got here, some salmon and some potatoes. Let's go.
And now, not only is he a charismatic, outgoing person that you love to be around, but he's someone that inspires you. He's someone that you want to set yourself out to and you hold as a standard that, all right, well, he's doing this today. What am I doing? What am I doing to match what Joe's doing today in order to become a better person? And that's an incredibly invaluable thing to have in your life. And I speak for myself, but I'm sure I can speak for everyone else that's around him, that we're lucky to have someone like him around us because he truly makes us a better person. And that's all you can ask for out of a friend.
Oh, we made it. What's going on?
We're officially in Indy now, and that makes us a little under a day left until we step on the starting line. Feels surreal to be in this airport right now, but right now it's about 9 o'clock, so we're gonna get our car, and then we're gonna head to the Airbnb. Long day, and then another long day tomorrow. Moving from a sub 4 hour marathon prep to now a sub 3 hour marathon prep, it's ordinary people doing extraordinary things. And that's why I believe that the sub 3 hour marathon prep is so important to me, because it scares me. It's something that's really intense and something that I don't know if I can complete. For me to push my body and push my limits to complete this goal is why I'm so in love with the process. This prep now has not only changed me physically with aerobic endurance, but it's also changed me mentally. Being able to wake up every day, do the same thing, be consistent in content documentation for my diet, for what I eat, and showing up every day. That's what this sub 3 hour marathon prep has showed me. It's this journey that you create throughout this destination, this goal, that truly makes the person. It's what you do in the face of adversity that truly tells the tale of who you are.
Which one's your room?
The single, baby. We just made it to the Airbnb. It's currently 11:08 at night. It's been a super, super long day. We have one more day before we step on the starting line. We're about to go catch some food, or go get some food, and then settle down for the night, and then we'll catch you guys in the morning. Peace.
What are your thoughts about the sub 3? Like, what would you think about his intentions and his ambitions towards his goal? Like, what were your first impressions?
I think Joey in general has a little bit of a personality where when he gets fixated on something, that's like everything. Do like whatever he can to get it done. I wasn't really like surprised or thinking that it was going to be like some big impossible thing.
Welcome to 24 hours out from the Indy Monumental Marathon. We're currently in Indianapolis. It is 8:29 a.m. November 4th, 24 hours before we start running. The agenda today is we go pick up our race pack, do a shakeout mile, and then get some logistics done on the back end for filming and videography, and just lay off my feet and make sure I am increasing my sodium intake and carb loading, because that's super, super important for race day. As we check the weather, like hour by hour, I usually do. The weather's not looking too hot in Indy right now. Last day, let's go. We're headed to go check in for my bibs. Thanks, Dolph. Appreciate you. 1990 bib number. This is what we're gonna be wearing. Make sure they track me for this sub 3. Lucky number 1990. Okay. Officially less than 24 hours out from this marathon. Right now we're gonna do about a 1 to 2 mile shakeout, and then from there it is game time. So it's just get the legs moving and get the legs spinning. So we're gonna run around Indianapolis here, see what it's like, and it's quite beautiful out right now, so let's do this thing.
Well, what I didn't have to fix was his work ethic and his desire and his commitment to excellence, right? And that's actually one of the biggest components, and you can't just staple that to somebody like a flyer to a light post, right? They either have it or they don't.
Shakeout mile for this marathon here. All I can explain it is you want to open up the gates. You want to go as fast as you possibly can. The taper has led up to this point. I'm feeling fresh, I'm feeling good. Now we just lay off our feet, we recover, and we make sure that we are ready to go at 8 a.m. in the morning tomorrow. And that's pretty much it, guys. Everything is built to this point. We prepared, we've been deliberate, we've been consistent, and we showed up every fucking day. All we gotta do is execute, baby. Let's go.
I stand with you through everything. That shit is awesome. Motivates me on a daily basis, so I'm sure it motivates just about every single one that's close to you as well.
The weather, how Joey's going about it right now, how you're going about it right now. And what's gonna have to happen tomorrow?
I mean, Joe's obviously a guy that, you know, preaches like control the controllables. But it's hard to take your own advice sometimes. I know he's thinking about it, but I mean, this is just like, it's perfect for Joe in a way. He loves the story. So, you know, regardless of tomorrow, I'm gonna be proud of him. He might be upset, you know, but You know, I think he's got a good shot.
You know the work that you put into it, and that's all that you have to be proud of.
He continued, he went on to run a full marathon, and he ran a sub-4, and then he was like, all right, now I'm gonna run a sub-3. Now we're here, he's been putting all the time in. It's been a crazy ride to see him like go through the beginning to now the end, where he wasn't a runner, he was a frat star, to be honest, not a track star. Insanely excited to see how he performs tomorrow.
We are under 3 hours out from this marathon here. Slept pretty good last night. Feeling good, feeling ready. Weather outside, still dark, so we don't know what's gonna be going on, but you can feel it's kind of windy out. We have our English muffin here, banana, honey. Go time is under 3 hours, man.
We are now about less than an hour out from the starting line. Indy's popping. We got traffic up the ass. We're ready. Supplements taken. I'm ready to go, baby. It's go time. Can wholeheartedly say that I have some of the best people behind me, helping me create my vision, create my passion. Truly do something great. You need people behind you, supporting you in your crazy dreams. It only starts with one person to create a movement for something that is great. From Seabass to my girlfriend, my friends, my family, that's my support crew. Take off in less than 30 minutes here. The rain is starting to come down, but you know, it is what it is. It's not too windy coming from the north side, but when we turn around on the south side, the wind's gonna be coming right towards us, so it's Goggins mode that time, baby. Let's go. Everything coming down. An 8-month plus prep coming down to this very moment here.
Let's go to work, baby.
Mile 1 to 5, super smooth. It felt like how every run should feel like. Weather wasn't too rough on the north side. It was coming down in the very beginning of the race. It was super rainy, but the wind wasn't in my face. It was kind of like a tailwind, and it was pushing me forward. When you begin a race, you're in the corral of everybody, and that kind of gives you energy. Everybody's screaming, and everybody's just moving fast, and you just try to get into a groove without, you know, trying to hit people. So mile 1 to 5 was honestly just like a blur, and it just felt smooth and effortless. Mile 5 to 10, everything started to open up. The corral started to open up. Really started to feel like a race. I was falling into a groove. I was taking my supplementation from mile 4 to 8 from my gels, and I was taking salt pills. The weather was 50-mile-per-hour wind gust, and then it was a little bit warmer. It was 65 degrees, and it was cross trains that were scattered throughout the race. Everything building up to mile 5 and 10 was just seamless. One foot in front of the other. I was moving sub 650 paces. Mile 5 to 10, it was again just kind of a blur. When you get into these kind of races, everybody falls into a path. Start hanging with the people who are supposed to be keeping the paces that you should. And that was mile 5 to 10. Mile 10 to 15. The way Indianapolis works is it's super flat, and then there's a climb. To get to the top, you have to go down. It wasn't as flat as I thought it was going to be. Starting to feel it, I was starting to get fatigued, and I was hitting all my salt pills, I was hitting all my gels. I just knew I had to hang on. Mile 10 to 15, I was falling into the pack again, and we started moving, we started grooving. That's when the weather started picking up. Once we hit mile 13.1, It was us traveling to the north side of Indianapolis. The tailwind was pushing us. It was really bone dry in the beginning, and then the wind started picking up and it started getting worse and worse as the race progressed. Mile 13.1, we had to start turning around. So that's when we started going to the south side. Mile 13.1 to 15 was really good. And then there was a big 3-mile stretch from mile 15 to 18, wide open, big roads. The wind started picking up super, super heavy. I was like, holy crap, this is pretty intense, because it would stop for a second and then it'd be big gust, and then it would stop and then it would be big gust. It would keep doing that on and off, and that kind of destroys your momentum, and it really beats you down because it doesn't stop. No, I need to hang on, and I know I need to just continue hitting my paces. Jeff pulled up next to me. He's like, Joey, we're hitting pretty smooth paces. Everything's below 650. Just hang with the sub-3 group, just hang on and follow into the pack, and we should be good. We did that from mile 15 to mile 18. Mile 19 to 20, it started raining really heavy. The wind started picking up really bad. I was like, shit, can I do this? It's a very weird feeling to go through a marathon race and you're like, am I gonna bonk here? Am I gonna start slowing down? The wind just started tearing me down.
On it right now, baby. Come on, dial in, let's go.
Going down the back end, it was an absolute dogfight. About 20 to 26, I was fighting really hard, and that's truly what you run a marathon race for. Run the marathon for the back 6.2 miles, and that's truly where you're tested. It's what you do in the face of adversity that truly makes a person. I was gonna see what I was made of that day. The way Indianapolis ends, it's just a huge, big open road. No buildings to block any of the crosswind, no buildings to block the rain, and it was just full force coming to my face. I was deep in the pain cave at that point.
The window, nothing else matters. No caution to the wind right now.
If you are like a runner, you kind of know what it feels like when you're about to cramp up. You feel your muscle pulsing, and that's right before the cramp starts to grab onto your muscle. There was nothing I could do at that point. Just keep running the race. Felt like I was stuck. I felt like I was frozen in time trying to move through this race. It's a very defeating feeling to run through a race and watch, set in your mind for a goal, a PR, start slipping away. Mile 23 to 26, it was the biggest dogfight I've ever gone through. The wind was straight in my face. It was 50-mile-per-hour gust. Me and Jeff have been deliberate, we have been analytical, and we have been intentional about our prep. We knew that there was a razor-thin margin for me to hit a sub-3-hour marathon, and Mother Nature took away that margin. At the end of the day, it's sports, and I had to go out there and give everything that I had. It was me pulling up to a football game, me pulling up to a playoff game, and giving and leaving everything I had out on the course, out on the field.
Regardless of tomorrow, I'm gonna be proud of him.
You know the work that you put into it, and that's like all that you have to be proud of.
And Joey Schultz is going to break 3 hours in a marathon. It doesn't matter when and where. We're going to try tomorrow, but it's going to happen. Ironclad guarantee.
Was a stepping stone to bigger successes that we wanted. This was not a failure. It was a win. Sub-3-hour marathon attempt in some brutal weather, and we hit a massive PR. But that doesn't mean the journey is over. That's the type of person I am. That is the Indianapolis Marathon. We finished at a 3:07.